We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you a special presentation of
Two Nerds, a podcast. Your home for everything movies, music, video games, and everything in between. With your hosts, Bunny the Bruiser and Dynamite Jarrod.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds, a podcast. I am Bunny the Bruiser.
Dynamite Jarrod.
Dynamite Jarrod's triumphant return to the show, his triumphant return to the United States of America. I guess before we dive...
That's right, you've been doing this since...
I've been doing a few episodes here and there of the show.
You did one with Midnight Miles.
Well, Miles was on my separate podcast, the House of Horror podcast. But yeah, I had...
the way he promoted it was like...
Yeah, I know the way he promoted it was...
I'm a regular guest on I think he literally said Two Nerds, a podcast.
Did. Yeah, but nevertheless, so I guess that's been like, what, the third or fourth episode he's been on in total of all the stuff
of your podcast network.
Yeah, so I guess before we dive into... your trip. Obviously, it was just Halloween. So how was your Halloween? Because you were back for Halloween.
Yeah, it sucked.
It sucked. How did it suck?
It sucked.
Isn't it your favorite holiday? Well, it's my favorite holiday. I shouldn't assume that it's your favorite holiday.
It is. It's my favorite holiday in spirit. The spirit of Halloween is my favorite, but. And I'm not talking about the store either. I actually have a love-hate relationship with that store, and that
it's gone downhill in the past few years.
I always go in it, and they always have stuff that I want, but then I look at the price tag, and I'm like,
nope.
Yep, see you later. I don't know if I've ever bought anything from there, like costume.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the only thing we bought those fake mustaches there a few years back, but I think that's really the only thing we've ever gotten from a Spirit. But yeah, so Halloween was a bust.
The spirit of Halloween is my favorite, but I hate the spirit of Christmas, but I like
the gifts.
But I like Christmas because I get hella gifts all the time. And really, this is shitty to say, but it's I get so much for giving so little.
This is true. This is true.
I give most people that I get gifts for, I give a gift. And then I get 100 from them. It's crazy. So I like Christmas too. I can't ignore the gift giving nature of Christmas. But as a holiday, Jesus' birthday, not that cool. The weather sucks.
Absolutely. So I guess not so much anymore. It doesn't get fucking shitty until fucking February now.
Yeah, I don't know the last time we had a real white Christmas. I think a couple years ago it was a white Christmas and for half of Christmas, and it became green by the end. I think I called it a brown Christmas or something.
Shit Christmas?
Yeah. Shitmas.
But you didn't do anything on Halloween itself?
I ended up working because... Well, I was scheduled to work anyways, but I was working mornings, and then just basically the day I came home and came back to work, they were like, hey, we're switching you to afternoons again, so you're going to be 2 to 10 or 1 to 9 most days. And I was like, all right, cool, but can I still work the morning on Halloween? And they laughed in my face.
Yeah.
And so, no, I didn't, and then I came home. And I was me and the lady, and I was like, hey, I want to watch Halloween on Halloween.
Right.
And so we put on Halloween, and then got about halfway through it, and she decided that she was bored and that we needed to do... That's not the right term. Basically what I'm saying is that we had sex. And so...
Well, I guess it wasn't so bad then.
It wasn't that bad, but it was also kind of a moment for me that I was like, man.
Did you leave Halloween on in the background?
It was on in the background. It definitely was.
Wasn't that a life goal for you or something?
I don't think it was.
At this point? No, you never aspired for that?
No. I just kind of wanted to watch Halloween on Halloween. But I guess I guess it's appropriate that I also had sex on Halloween because that's like a thing. I think when you're an adult,
Yeah.
I think that you just have sex on Halloween if you have someone to have sex with.
Yeah, my Halloween was alright. I mean, I passed out candy and stuff and listened to heavy metal for a few hours while the trick-or-treaters were coming. And then Emily went out with her friends. I guess there was like a Halloween emo night or something. So they went to that and I watched The Shining. Miles was about to go to the emo night, and had he gone, I was gonna go. But I was checking like his Instagram story and it's him being an old man getting all sleepy and shit. So I was like, all right, he's not fucking going.
Yeah.
Out. So I'm not going anywhere tonight.
Midnight Miles had a pretty timid Halloween too, from what you told me. Well, I guess not timid, but like not a great Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Halloween was a bust. It wasn't nearly as spooky as I wanted it to be. And I wanted to pass out candy, but I was at work. So, yeah, I've had better Halloweens. I've probably had worse Halloweens too, though.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. And then before Halloween...
I've had 31 of them.
Yeah.
No, in my life, so...
Yeah.
I'd imagine my first Halloween was probably pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah. Did they take you trick-or-treating, or, like, do you not even know?
My first Halloween alive?
Yeah.
I was, like, fucking 10 days old.
Yeah, but they didn't, like, push you around in a stroller as, like, a
I
pumpkin?
doubt it.
Nothing? Damn, so I guess that was your worst Halloween.
Yeah, like, I wasn't even fucking conscious, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so mine was decent. Before Halloween, me and Miles hit up a couple horror trivias, and we were a little cocky, and we, one night we well-deserved got 4th place, and then one of the nights, I don't know, it was a little fishy that we ended up getting 5th.
A little suspect.
Because we were in 1st going into, like, halftime, and what I think happened was, because Miles was keeping track of the score the entire time, and I think that they weren't giving us points on, like, technicalities, because, like, one of the questions was, like, name all 3 masks from Halloween 3, and we put, like, skeleton, witch, and pumpkin.
Right.
But they were looking for jack-o'-lantern. So we didn't get the point.
That's stupid.
So, like, stupid
That's
shit
dumb.
like that.
That's really dumb.
Because, like, I told you what happened at the first trivia, how, like, they were like, oh, what's the famous horror trope called when it's the last person who survived, and they wanted virgin, but we had put final girl, which is the same fucking thing,
right?
Basically. But we didn't get the points.
Well, the final girl is, like, a more specific
Right, that's what they
thing.
call it. You know?
Virgin's, like, more broad.
Yeah.
Like...
So yeah, so we lost for like dumb reasons both times. I think more so this second time because there were a few that were like very, very questionable that we didn't get the points, and we only lost by like 5 points, and we dropped from 1st to 5th place. So like I don't really know what was going on there, but nevertheless, we'll have to hit up horror trivia again next year. Hopefully, you will be in the country so you can contribute with the very few questions that we actually missed, because I think both nights we only missed like
what were
10 total.
Were the questions you missed, were they like 80s based?
The first trivia was more modern. It was more 90s, 2000s, and 80s. The second one was a little more broad. Like they had a couple about like the Universal films, but it was mainly the modern stuff, and then like starting with the slashers.
Right.
Nothing really from the 60s or 50s, really. The one, they had an audio round, and I was seriously beating myself up because I was like, this is because like they played a clip from a movie, it was like a 10-second clip of like a girl screaming, and I knew the scream, and it had like these spacey sound effects in the background, and I was like, this is a movie that I have seen a lot, and this is a movie that I've seen in the past few days, and it was just like destroying me on the inside that I couldn't figure out what it is. And it was the stabbing scene from Night of the Living Dead is what it ended up being.
Oh, when the little girl's
yeah,
fucking... Okay,
that's what it was. And I had literally just put out a video about Night of the Living Dead that I was editing. So I was fucking listening to that constantly.
Pussy.
And it got me so fucking mad. Because like Miles was like, I think that's from Bram Stoker's Dracula because I think I hear bats in the background. And I was like, well, just write it down, I guess. Because like I was like, write something down so we don't leave it blank, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I was so fucking mad about that. But nevertheless, I mean, it was a good time. We watched AEW in the background. And yeah.
And you can blame that. You were distracted by Chris Jericho's Halloween jacket.
We were very distracted by all the Chris Jericho action that was happening on the on the TV behind us.
Well, I hope that I'm not in the country next time there's horror trivia. But I hope that I'm not in the country next week. But I mean, I'm going to be, unfortunately.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And then, yeah, I went to a couple Halloween parties and stuff. I guess I should tell you why I won. Because I had informed Jarrod that I had won 2 awards at the Halloween party that was at his house that he did not attend. But that I won scariest costume and funniest costume. And what I wore, did they tell you what I was wearing? Or
You were
not?
Chewbacca.
I was wearing the outfit that we bought
For Sasquatch.
to do the Sasquatch Bigfoot video that we never ended up doing. And I literally just walked into your house, did not say a word to anyone, and just stood in the kitchen. And
Wait, were you just wearing the headpiece, or did you have like a fursuit?
no, I had the fursuit that we bought too.
We bought a fursuit?
Yeah, it's really shitty. It was like a baboon pajama set that we got at Walmart.
I don't.
You don't remember that at all?
I vaguely remember the baboon pajama set, but I don't remember ever buying it.
Yeah, because you were like, well, you better get it, because I don't think we're going to find anything better. Where there's a picture of me somewhere wearing it. Yeah, here was me trick-or-treating with the kids. That fucking thing. You don't remember us buying that?
Is Rafiki?
No, it's just Rafiki's a baboon. It's just a general baboon at Walmart. But, yeah, so I just stood in the kitchen wearing that.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't there when you bought it.
Yeah, but I sent you pictures
You
of
sent
it.
me pics and I texted you. Yeah, okay, I remember that now.
But regardless, I went in, didn't say anything to anyone, and I guess some people were, like, freaked out. But we're also, like, laughing about it. So I won scariest and funniest. So I got a couple prize bags and some certificates that I'm going to have to hang at my house somewhere that they filled out for me. So, yeah, I mean, it was a decent time. Would have been cooler if you were there. But nevertheless, we won't get into the details.
I've had someone else tell me that too, but I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I think that everybody wanted me there. Probably.
Is that your house?
I mean, at the time it was fucking me Chan's house too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know that she probably wanted me there. Like, she got pissed at me when I told her that I wasn't coming.
Yeah.
And then Harley texted me and was like, we came to hang out with you and you're not here.
Yeah.
And, I'm sure Miles probably wanted me to go. I think he texted me, like, dude, you're going to be at the party?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I told you I'm not going. I thought maybe you changed your mind, change your heart.
Yeah.
No.
We played one game of Pong, and that was it. And Hunter and this dude that was dressed up as Stone Cold, like, wiped the floor with us, so we were done for the rest of the night. We didn't play again. But, yeah. I don't know. But, nevertheless, it was a good Halloween season. As you guys know, I put out my 31 videos. You didn't put out any videos this Halloween. You were preoccupied preparing for your trip and then going on your trip. How long were you, like, prepping to go? Because, like, when did you decide you were going to go to Japan, basically? Because I know it's been a goal of both of ours, like, our entire lives. But when were you were like, fuck it, I'm going to go?
So, I guess like a little personal tidbit at this point. We'll get personal for a minute. Obviously, me and Mi-chan broke up.
Which has been alluded to in the past few minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been alluded. We broke up, and in February, early February.
Right, yeah.
And it was a totally amicable breakup. We both wanted to break up, and so it wasn't like a big like depression thing or whatever, but it was like kind of like maybe a couple weeks after that, I just kind of realized, like that I'm by myself and there's really not.
Austin's getting right up on the mic.
Come on.
He's like, I got something to say.
All right. Not really anything holding me back from just saving some money and going to do something crazy. So, I didn't like buy my ticket right away. I kind of hunted for tickets, but at the same time started saving my money. I want to say maybe it was like, it had to have been late February or like early March. I want to say that I got the idea in my head.
Right.
That I was like for sure going to go do it.
Yeah. And then, like, was it a trip for your birthday, or did it just happen? Because I heard that, like, October is kind of the best time to go, because that's, like, when the flights are the cheapest, and, like, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in October. Did it just work out that way, or did you plan on going, like, for my birthday, I'm going to go?
It was kind of like a birthday present to myself, but at the same time, it was, like, kind of just, like, I think that was just a good time to go. Just, like, this is giving me a lot of time to save money.
Right.
And prepare myself and booking the flight out in advance. And I was just like, I think also a thing that, ended up not really playing much of a factor is that I think that maybe I strategized that I was like, okay, if I go on my birthday, I could tell people that typically give me birthday presents, like my mom or my sister or whatever, to not give me any presents and just give me some money for my trip.
Right.
So, like...
Makes sense.
I can't remember if that played a factor in it or not, but that's eventually what I ended up doing anyways.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was just like a significant date. It was my birthday that I was like, all right, that's when it's going to happen. I'm going to leave on my birthday.
Yeah. So sort of just tell me a little bit about, because before you made it to Japan, you had a little stop off in Chicago, right? And I heard, like, you told me that you had to, like, is that where you got your money transferred, or, like, what was the...
No, I got my money transferred in Japan.
But you had to carry, like...
Right, so, like, I took a bus to Chicago because flying out of Chicago is cheaper. So, I don't know if it's just because it's a more traveled airport, or because it's that much closer to Japan.
Well, I think Cleveland Airport isn't an international airport, so you'd have to fly to an
international airport,
right?
And then
so it's easier to just start at one than trying to get to one.
All right, so I took a bus to an international airport in Chicago.
Yeah.
Where's the closest international airport? Is it in Chicago, or do you think maybe NYC?
I don't know. It's a toss-up. They're both like 7-8 hours away. On a bus. How long did it take on a bus? Because I know, like,
it was only like six and a half hours.
It might be Chicago then. It might be slightly closer than New York.
I mean, I tried to sleep most of the ride, so it wasn't that brutal.
Yeah.
But, I had over $3,000 on me in cash. Because my goal was to have $3,000 when I went. I ended up going with like $3,400, so like I exceeded my goal. I was really happy about that, but also worried about walking around Chicago, one of the most dangerous cities in America, with $3,400 in cash in my fucking wallet.
Yeah.
I know people that have been like held up in Chicago and stuff before. So, and I took a bus there, and so
not only did you have to survive Chicago, you had to survive this 6-hour bus ride when you were asleep.
Yeah, but the bus wasn't that full, and like I had like both seats to myself, and I was just kind of, I wasn't that concerned about that. But like when I got to Chicago, I was on foot. I haven't considered getting like an Uber, like from where I was, and spending like $30 just to get to the airport. But I decided that saving money was in my best interest, and the train station was like a 10-minute walk from the bus stop. So I was like, man, I can't in good conscience spend $30 when it's just fucking 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I made the walk, and it was broad daylight, so I like wasn't really that bad. So I went there, and I get to the airport, and got all my shit checked in and all that. So I mean, it was kind of dangerous, and it's not really something I probably would have even said on the podcast, even though I don't think we have anyone in Chicago listening or anything. But just like I don't know, I was really sketched out about walking around with so much money on me in America.
Anywhere. I mean, not the fact that it's Chicago, but just like carrying any sort of money on.
In Ashtabula, I was sketched out about it, but not as much.
Yeah. So how long was the flight?
the flight there was 13 hours. The flight back was 11 or 12. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
I slept a lot on the second flight back.
Because I know on the flight there, because I like texted you to like make sure everything was like okay, and you're like, I'm over Alaska watching John Wick 3.
Right, I bought Wi-Fi. Because like.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't sleep the whole 13 hours.
Right. So like they, once you get into the air, and they didn't have free Wi-Fi on the plane, so most of it I was fucking dark.
Yeah.
Like on my phone. But I actually had like a hotel situation going on. I actually booked the hotel for
The wrong day.
for my birthday, not realizing the time difference. I realized the time difference, but I didn't think about it when I booked the hotel.
Right, that they're a day ahead of us.
Yeah, I wouldn't be getting into Japan until the 18th at like 8 o'clock, but I booked on the 17th. And so, like, they canceled my, like, right before I got on the plane, I was sitting in the airport, and I got a notification on my phone, like, hey, your booking's been canceled. Mm-hmm. And, like, I was probably still going to get charged for the whole thing. And I was like, dude, why the fuck did my booking get canceled? And then I realized, I was like, oh my God, it's tomorrow already in Japan. So I fucking called the hotel, and these motherfuckers, man, let me tell you something, okay? I have great experiences with pretty much every Japanese person I fucking came across. And generally good experience with everyone at the hotel too, okay? But these motherfuckers tried to play me on the phone, right? I'm gonna tell you straight up. They tried to fucking play me because they're like, moshi moshi. And I was like, hi, English? And they're like, oh, no English. I'm like, oh, my reservation got canceled. Like, I booked on the wrong day. I'm coming tomorrow. I try to explain the situation.
Right.
Oh, no English or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, you tried to play me, Hotel 3000, because when I got to your fucking hotel in person, everybody spoke English. You dumb fucks. You motherfuckers. Couldn't talk to me on the phone. So I had to call the booking agency that I went through, booking.com, and they called them with a translator and got the whole thing kind of sort of worked out, but not worked out instantly. Right. So when I'm on the plane, I'm still kind of concerned. Like, so they got me booked for the right day. Like, so they changed their booking, so that was good. But
you didn't know if you'd be charged.
I didn't know if I'd still be charged for the entire extra stay because it got canceled.
Right.
And when you get canceled, you still have to pay like the entire booking. And so, they were like, well, they need to talk to their manager. Won't be there till the morning. They think that they're going to be able to get it. So since you're rebooking, they think that they'll be able to waive the cancellation. But, they need to talk to the manager first. So when I'm on the plane, and I'm kind of concerned about this, I was like, man, I should probably pay for this half hour of Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
To see, like, what's good. Because the booking.com said they would email me what was going on. So, like 3 a.m. or whatever, I'm fucking up watching John Wick 3. And, man, oh man, she is really trying to
she's FaceTimed me like 6 times in a row.
So I opened up the emails. It was like, boom, good news, your cancellation fee has been waived.
Yeah.
And, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I texted you, and I texted Maisie, and I texted, I think, Miles.
Right.
Like, while I was in the air for, like, the half hour that I had.
Yeah.
I would have bought, like, a fucking full trip worth, but there was a data cap on the Wi-Fi.
Really?
So I was like, I'm not fucking paying for this with a data cap.
Yeah.
It was like 100 megabytes.
Damn.
I was like, no, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go through that. Because I was going to buy it just to listen to music the entire time. But my plane had, like, a big selection of movies and TV shows. Not a big selection of TV shows, but a big selection of movies. And, a bunch of, like, full albums.
Yeah.
Of, like, music. all the American albums were complete trash, so I just listened to like random albums of like J-pop and J-rock and stuff that I was like, they were pretty good actually, so it got me through the trip, but I had no idea what I was listening to. Okay. So technical difficulties there. I had no idea what I was listening to for the most part, but I watched John Wick 3 on the way there. I slept a lot, and I listened to random fucking J-pop and J-rock.
There you go. That's all you need.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. And, I mean, I probably slept for maybe like a combined, I'll say like 6 hours. I think I slept like 3 times at like 2 hours apiece.
Yeah.
Because I missed breakfast on one of the times, but then the lady came back and was like, "Oh, do you want your food?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, please."
Yeah. So, like, I guess just sort of walk me through your trip, I guess. I mean, like, you've told me a little bit here and there, but, I mean, I'm sure you got a lot to say. I mean...
Man, I'm about to cry just thinking about it, honestly. When I landed, which was, like, the big thing for me, because, like you said, something that I've been wanting to do my entire life. And so, just, like... kind of like there was a moment on the plane on the way there where we started getting like big time turbulence.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, no, please. It's like the first time in my life that I legit did not want to die. Like, please. Yeah. That's kind of dark. But no, like the pilot came on and was like, started speaking Japanese. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is he saying? We're all going to fucking die? Like,
yeah.
And then like the English translation came on after. It was like, make sure you keep your seatbelt on during turbulence. This should not affect our trip, and we'll be landing on schedule.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. So we landed, and I'm just kind of like looking off at the lights and everything, and I just started fucking bawling my eyes out, dude. It was like a surreal moment. I don't even know if it ever really fucking hit me like the entire time that I was there, that I was actually where I was. Yeah. Like, it was crazy. That like I didn't even feel like I was in a different country, even despite being. I think it's just the fact of planes moving so fucking fast that you don't really get a concept of how far away from home that you actually are sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, 12-hour car ride. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
yeah, 12-hour car ride. I'm in fucking Wisconsin or something. You know,
right,
but you're across the fucking world.
Yeah, I'm basically as far from home as I could possibly be if my calculations are right.
I mean, it's not like you're not.
It's
going
literally
to the
other side of the planet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe China is further.
Right. Yeah. But
I'm not gonna bust out a globe and like measure it out right now. So, I got there and then I transferred my money, and got kind of scared for a minute because like. I encountered like my first train station. I had to take a train to like to the place where my hotel was, and I'm just like looking at this fucking like gate to the train station, and like these ticket machines over here, and I'm like looking on my phone like how to get to the place, and I'm just like, oh dude, I don't know. It was like a fucking like. Moment that I was like, dude, I really don't know what the fuck to do right now. Like, but one of the ladies there came up and was like, oh, where are you going? Fucking all heavy accent. I was like, oh, Asakusa, and she's like, oh, boom, boom, boom on the screen, ticket. Put this ticket in the machine, and then you're getting on this train. Yeah, get off on Asakusa. I'm like,
you're like, all right,
okay.
I hope this is the right spot.
So. I did, and I just like, I don't know, rode the train, and a bunch of people on it. You could kind of see I could kind of see through like, we're going through like, I don't know, like a lot of tunnels, but every now and then we'd come out and there would just be some buildings that you'd see. Yeah. I was just like, oh, wow. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, even though it just looked like buildings, I was still just like, holy shit. Like, I'm here. Yeah. And so, like, get to the hotel, and, like, the neighborhood that was staying in, and, like, when you and Emily go, and I basically said this to everyone, if you're going to stay in Tokyo, stay in Asakusa. That place is the shit.
Okay.
That place rules. And, like, it's just, like, the most, like, traditional, like, part of Tokyo. There's, like, shrines everywhere. And, like, a lot of the houses and stuff just look like old school Japanese. And just, like, during the day, like, all the streets are just basically... All right.
Other technical difficulty.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's called a cat keeps jumping on the keyboard. But, like, during the day, like, all the streets just fill up with, like, you know, like, the stores will open and shit. And, like, there's a bunch of, like, basically, like, street vendors, like, selling awesome, like, fucking, like, sweets and everything. And just, like, all kinds of just, like, Japanese souvenirs and kimono shops. And, like... And then at night, it's like fucking barren.
Oh, really?
And so you can just walk around and like anything that like you'd want to do kind of touristy in Asakusa like during the day, but don't really want to deal with crowds and everything. Like Sensoji Temple, which was like a fucking 5-minute walk from my hotel.
Yeah.
Was like the biggest temple in Tokyo. Like, dude, just go to it during night.
Are there
And,
still
like,
people out?
literally-
Are there still people out and about? Like
There's
local?
like a couple of people still walking around and everything, and there's a couple of restaurants still open that you can still go to and everything. And then there's Don Quixote, which is like the fucking like I don't even know how to. They call it a discount store there, but it's really not that cheap. Like it's basically the same price as most other stores.
Yeah.
But it's like a 4-level store of just like basically everything you could ever need. It's like a Japanese Walmart, except I'll just say Japanese Walmart, and that you'll just assume that it's really cramped just because it's Japanese.
Yeah.
which is
Right.
Which it
Yeah.
is. It's just a bunch of shit just crammed into one fucking store.
Yeah.
But that's open 24 hours, and that was like a fucking 5-minute walk from where I was. Like, just like everything that I needed was all accessible from where I was staying. And then there was the fucking literally right next door to where I was staying was the fucking Taito Station Arcade with Super Dragon Ball Heroes.
Yeah.
And fucking I can't remember what the name of the Gundam card game is, but there's the Gundam card game, and then there was a Pokemon like Dragon Ball Heroes type card game.
Oh yeah.
So that was all right next door, and that would close at like midnight, like 12:30 or whatever. So like every night, basically, when I get back to the hotel, I would just like before I'd go to bed, I
Just
would
go to
fucking
the
walk over
arcade.
to the arcade and basically stay there till it was closed.
Yeah.
And then right next door to my hotel was the convenience store too.
Yeah.
So like every morning when I woke up, or if at night if I was really hungry and I didn't feel like going to find like a full restaurant, I could just walk to the convenience store and get like a couple rice balls.
Yeah.
And then just eat those. And that's actually the first thing I ate when I got like I went and checked into the hotel and then immediately just kind of put my stuff up on my bunk, and then like I wasn't tired because I slept on the plane, and also I was just like fucking adrenaline pumping. Like,
and plus, like you're still sort of on our time, so like it's fucking.
It was like
at midnight.
morning.
Yeah, like midnight there is at like 11 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So I guess like sort of speaking of your like late nights, and I think we're jumping ahead like a few days on your trip, but tell me about when you missed the train. Because I heard the story from Miles, because like Miles came over to my house later that day or whatever, and he was like, yeah, Jarrod just texted me. I guess Jarrod called me from Japan. He said, he was like, yeah, he's like lost at this train station. He was bored, so he was like, oh, I'm gonna see what Miles is doing.
That's not exactly how it went. So okay, so this is actually like I'm pretty sure, because if I'm doing the math in my head right, and I definitely am. My first full day in Japan, actually, this fucking happened.
Oh,
and
really?
It doesn't even feel like it. Because, like, when the shit was happening to me, it already felt like I'd been there and was having, like, a really good trip up to this point.
Yeah.
in reality, I'd only been over there like a little bit longer than 24 hours.
Right.
And I had already almost fucked everything up. And that didn't dawn on me until like today, even, that I was thinking about. I was thinking about it again. I went. So my first day there, I woke up and, kind of walked around some more. Oh God, what's the first thing that I fucking did during the day? I mean, the first thing I really did was I went to fucking Taito Station.
Right. Yeah.
Because I fucking just walked outside and then like walked to my right and I was like, oh, holy shit. And then I found Super Dragon Ball Heroes. And then I went to Sensoji Temple at night, which I maintain is the best time to visit it, unless you really, really, really need to throw some fucking coins in the donation thing and do the fucking prayer. But
if
you could do that at like a million different shrines in Japan during the day and not be fucking smothered by people.
Yeah.
Sensoji Temple during the day is fucking packed. Like, it's just like really packed. So just go to it at nighttime and you can see everything there.
Yeah.
And how big it is and all that shit. And like there's all the statues and like Buddhist gardens off to the side and stuff that you could still walk through and they're still lit up. That it's still cool at night. But all right. What the fuck did I do on my first day? I really don't even know. I think I went and got conveyor belt sushi, and then I rented a bike and fucking went to a Hard Off, which is the chain of discounts, like not discount store. It's like a thrift store. It's a chain of thrift stores where you used electronics. And in theory, not even just in theory, but basically in theory, it's like the greatest fucking store on the planet. Like, and some are better than others. But like, dude, I saw some things at this fucking store that I was like, I can't believe how cheap this is.
Right.
Like, some things were just normally like kind of thrift store price, like they're, like a fucking Gibson Les Paul $300, which I mean is pretty fucking cheap. But, like, not, like, fucking dirt cheap. But then I was seeing, like, fucking, like, PA soundboards and, like, fucking a turntable. Like, a fucking turntable for $5 in the junk section.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? And, like, amps that were, like, fucking $20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I was just like, holy fucking shit. If I lived in Japan, I'd be, like, fucking cooking with gas right now.
Yeah.
I'd just buy all kinds of fucking junky electronics, but make it work for me. You know what I mean? Like, all that shit. If I saw it at a flea market here, it'd be like over $100 for most of it.
Yeah.
$50 for the turntable. You know what I mean? Like, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I rode my bike out there, and then while I was waiting, because it didn't open till 11, I got up super early.
Yeah.
Because I was just excited. So I rode my bike. I went to the fucking, this area, which happened to have, like, a lot of... I must have been right next to fucking Akihabara and not even fucking known about it, because there was starting to become, like, a lot of anime stores where I was. And so I got distracted by a lot of them. I found, like, a random park that I started riding my bike through that had, like, a million fucking shrines in it that I went to. Mm-hmm. And, like, that statue of the fucking samurai and his dog.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I did during the day. And so, like, after going through all that, and I went and got some food somewhere, and then I was like, all right, tonight, because it was Saturday, I'm going to Shinjuku, which is one of the late-night red light districts in Tokyo. And that's also where the Godzilla head and fucking Toho cinemas are. Mm-hmm. So I was like, my first day here, I'm going to go see this fucking Godzilla head. So I did. I go to Shinjuku and see the Godzilla head. Everything was fucking awesome. Can't remember if I got any food out there. I did, actually. I walked around and I got some ramen out there that was good. And so, yeah, I was just kind of like walking around and I was like, I'm going to call Miles. And that's when I called Miles.
So this was before you missed the train.
Maybe I missed the train already. I can't remember what time it was, honestly. I probably missed the train, but yeah, I missed the train already. I missed the train basically when I went to go get ramen. But here's the thing, okay? Missing the train was not the worst part because it wasn't totally accidental that I missed the train. It was halfway by design. I kind of wanted to be out all night in Shinjuku and see what fucking late night Japanese fucking partying was like.
Yeah.
And I did.
Well, there you go.
I definitely saw that. Okay. I also saw the Godzilla head about 10 billion more times than I actually wanted to see it.
Yeah.
But I missed the train. And I also went up to the top of the Tokyo Municipal Building and saw like a crazy fucking like view of like basically the entire city from up there. That was just like kind of daunting. That was like I could literally be there for like the next fucking probably the rest of my life and still not see everything that was in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I missed the train and I'm kind of walking around, you know what I mean? And this is when I was on the phone with Miles. Because I was just like, man, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I'm just kind of cruising around here and there's people everywhere and it's kind of cool. And there's a bunch of Irish dudes because the World Rugby Cup was happening.
Oh, really?
There's 1 billion Irish people in Shinjuku on this night getting drunk.
Yeah.
And there was a British pub that Miles probably remembers me talking about because this British pub in Shinjuku that was just packed. But when I mean packed with Irish people, I mean like completely over capacity. Like just fucking shoulder to shoulder, just like people like out the door, like in the door, everything with just all Irish people in this fucking pub. Fucking crazy. I was on the phone with Miles and I was just kind of walking around aimlessly talking to him and all of a sudden, man, I took like a weird turn or whatever. Seriously, man, like, I don't know, just like something was going on, man. There was like a gang or something there, dude, because they were all in one fucking spot and it was just like, I don't know what was happening, okay? Like, something's going on here.
Yeah.
And there was something going on, right? Like, they were all pimps. Let me just cut ahead to the spoiler. They were all fucking pimps, all right? And they were all probably trying to drug me and take my money. And I was just kind of like, man, I don't know how I feel about this in like the fucking late night town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just like a weird situation. And, they're going up to people and talking to them and they're looking kind of mean and everything. And I was just like, dude, I think I should probably put my stuff away because like stuff is starting to get kind of sketchy around here. Not even just them, but like drunk people are just wandering around and just like all these Irish people and just like stuff was starting to get kind of weird. And so I was like, I'm not going to walk around this fucking late night district with all my shit. So I fucking put my stuff in a coin locker and I start walking around. Suddenly, all these fucking prostitutes start coming up to me out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden, now I'm just being attacked by prostitutes. But this was like hardly the first. They start coming up to me and like grabbing my arm and stuff and everything. And I'm like, dude, I am so fucking happy I put my money away. Yeah. For real, because like now all of a sudden these people are coming up and touching you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, who knows if one of them's gonna like pickpocket you or something. You know what I mean? So like, even just going to some of the clubs and stuff in Shinjuku, like if you go out drinking and everything, like they will, like there are some places there that will put something in your drink.
Yeah.
And like fucking like you'll wake up hours later with like a huge fucking check of shit that you didn't even pay for or that you didn't even order. And like they expect you to pay for it. So I mean like seriously, sketchy shit goes down in Shinjuku all the time. But I eventually found a late night pool hall, and so I went to the pool hall.
There you go.
And I just played pool until about 4:30 in the morning. Here's where things got really fucking bad. Really
I thought you were going to say things were going to start going up from here, but no, it took another...
Things went up for a second because I was playing pool, and that's when I first noticed how drunk the Japanese people around me were actually fucking getting. Because one dude was just playing pool and inexplicably just collapsed on the floor.
I see.
For no reason. Other than the fact that he was just fucking absolutely flooded with alcohol in his system.
Yeah.
So, I was like, okay, dude, this guy's fucking hammered, right? I left the pool hall and let it be known that I marked the location where my coin locker was on my phone. So I leave the pool hall when it's about time to start getting ready to go. And I go to the marked location on my phone, and it's taking me to fucking Toho Cinemas. To the fucking Godzilla head. Not to my coin locker.
Gotcha.
And I was like, dude, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, so I started just kind of like wandering around.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like trying to find
where you're supposed to go, yeah.
No fucking dice, dude. Shinjuku is like a million fucking streets. Like,
yeah.
A lot of them are just like small streets and just like it's all over the fucking place. And now I'm getting really worried because I'm still getting fucking harassed. And, like, I'm just walking around and, like, trying to find this. I go to the police station. You know, they're trying to point me in certain directions. None of the directions are right.
Yeah.
Dude, like, fuck, man. The sun's starting to come up. You know what I mean? I'd been out all fucking nights. It's like 3 hours of me wandering around the city and just trying to find the fucking thing. I go to another police station. I actually wandered out of Shinjuku, like right on the border of it. And, like, the cop there is, like, trying to help me. But, like, he can't leave the station and help me look because it would be out of his jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And also he just can't leave the station, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But he's, like, asking me a billion questions. All of which, like, I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know where I am. I'm American. Like, all this stuff is confusing. Like, you know, like, all I can tell you is, you know, Gojira. You know what I mean? Like, I saw, because he's like, oh, do you remember what you were doing before this? Before, you know, like, whatever. I was like, listen, man, all I remember is that I saw Gojira. And, like, that was around 7.
Yeah.
And then, like, everything else after that, I've just been wandering around aimlessly. And so he keeps asking me questions and questions. And I'm like, dude, I was literally in the police station for, like, 45 minutes of this guy asking me questions. And I was like, hey, man, I have to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have to try and find this locker, even if I have to walk every fucking street one by one.
Yeah.
I have to find it. Because all my money is in there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
all my money and all my belongings are in this fucking locker. So I have to go. Meanwhile, all this, a drunk guy just wanders into the police station. And he's fucking, like, oh, the cop's like, oh, gets him a chair. He's in the chair, like,
yeah,
like dying. You know, like
dying.
They start talking Japanese to each other. I think he's trying to like turn himself in. Like, hey man, I'm too drunk to get home. Like, I need a place to sleep. So like, I think that maybe that they'll let him stay in a holding cell or something for the night, or for the morning until he sobers up. I don't know how it works, but he grabbed him a form. The cop handed him this form and was basically told him, you know, you need to fill out this form.
Yeah.
So he's got this pencil, and he just fucking collapses, and he just falls asleep on top of the form. And then, you know, I left. And so now I'm walking around. The sun is totally up. It's fucking 8 in the morning now. It's just fucking daytime out. Pimps still fucking going strong in the daytime, trying to get that last ditch fucking, you know, cash in or whatever. I don't fucking know. Last ditch customer. They're still fucking harassing me. And, you know, dude, I'm starting to, like, really fucking freak out.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was like, great, man. I've been here, like...
all night.
And
into
it's
the
like,
morning.
you know what I mean? Like, I still have a week left on this trip, basically, and, like, I've already lost all my money. You know what I mean? Like, I need to find this locker, but I also need to sleep.
Yeah.
Just, like, exhaustion and stress and just, like, every basically negative emotion you could possibly feel. And, I finally was just walking around. I found this club called Club Science. And I remembered the club was close to where I had my locker because when I put my stuff in my locker, I started navigating towards clubs to see which ones I could go to. And that one was 500 feet from my locker. So I was like, okay, I'm close. I'm in the area. I need to stay in this area. And I was walking around the area and I found like kind of a shop that said free Shinjuku information.
Right.
And I said,
that's what I need.
okay, man, like, what can it fucking hurt? And then you walk in, right? And then you remember where you are. You're in Shinjuku. And so all the there's just this shop is just covered in posters of fucking half-naked women and stuff. And I'm like, great, dude, the only information that they have for me is what's the best whorehouse in fucking Shinjuku. You know what I mean? But I still showed the guy my key. And I was like, hey, man, I lost my fucking coin locker, dude. I don't know where it is, you know. And he, like, grabs the key. Oh, KK Fuji. That's the name of the brand of lockers. And it was like, oh, KK Fuji. Oh. You know, lots of KK Fuji. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking know, okay? I've seen basically everyone in the city except for mine.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know, like, him and another guy walks in. They're both kind of like, oh, this is going to be tough. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And then, you know, homeboy's like, busts out his phone. Types in fucking KK Fuji, but in kanji because he has a Japanese phone.
Yeah.
Right. I tried typing in KK Fuji in my phone, not shit. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
I probably got like Mount Fuji or something, you know, like.
Yeah.
KK Fuji in his phone. Suddenly now he's got like an entire list of every KK Fuji locker in the area.
There you go.
With pictures. And the first one he pulls up, he's like, oh, this one? I was like, dude.
That's it?
I think that's the one, right? And he's like, oh! You know, so they both fucking are like, let's go there right now. And they lead me directly to where the fucking locker is. It was it. I was kind of sketched out. I wanted to wait for them to leave because I was like, all right, dude, why are they hanging around? Why are they hanging around? They're like, oh, you know, put the key in, make sure that it's the right locker. And so I did. I opened it. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But then I was like looking over at these kind of sketchy looking Japanese dudes, you know what I mean? But then they're like, yeah, like, you know, they started celebrating and then they're like, oh, you know, so I said thank you and then they said, oh yeah, they fucking bowed and then they fucking walked away. And I got my shit. A dude gave me like a second wind. And so I called Maisie and, you know, Mazer Laser. And I, you know, was talking, I called Morgan, I was telling him all about my night. While I was doing that, another drunk guy stumbled by me. By the way, the streets are just littered with fucking beer cans at this point. I can't explain to you what a Saturday night in Shinjuku's like, and I guess maybe this was even worse because it was World Cup, and there was a lot of Irish people around. But... dude, it's just like a huge fucking block party. Just just people drinking everywhere, just fucking going off. So, like, it was crazy. But, like, now the streets are just littered in beer cans. People are just asleep on the side of the streets. And then, like, I'm walking around, and this dude just fucking stumbles, right? Stumbles head first into, like, a fucking staircase that was leading up to a shop, like a metal beam, and just smacks his head right on it.
Well, that's not good.
And he's just sitting there like, oh. And I'm like, Daijoubu desu ka? He's like, which means, are you okay? And he's just sitting there, just holding his head. And then finally he just waves me off and just starts like fucking like stumbling away. But I mean, like, dude, everybody was fucking wasted.
Yeah.
Finally, I got home at like fucking 9:30 in the morning, and I slept till fucking 5 p.m.
Well, there you go.
And like basically shit away my entire day, that entire Sunday.
Well, you had a full night, so.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
but it was probably my worst night there, honestly.
It sounds pretty bad. So what was kind of your best experience there? We talked about your worst. So what was like the
One night in.
one night in?
One night in. Best experience? Dude, the rest of the trip went so fucking smooth that is just like crazy. I think I got all the negative shit out of the way early. It's really hard to say like what the best was. There were some things that were better than others, but like
Well, just name a couple of the things you were really happy you got to experience.
well,
Besides just being there.
just getting there the first night was just like fucking crazy to me. I'm longing for that feeling again right now, actually.
Damn.
Fucking going to Akihabara and exploring that, which is like the electronics and anime manga district
Yeah.
of Tokyo. Going there was a blast. I went back like 3 fucking times. Because it was kind of like a 20-minute bike ride from Asakusa. So it was really easy for me to get to. And just going through there and exploring was really fun. The hot spring.
Tell me about because I remember you texted me after you got out of the hot spring. You're like, I don't think I can move.
Dude, yeah. Kusatsu Onsen. I stayed at kind of like a rickety. It was kind of rickety, man. I'm for real. It's kind of a rickety ryokan, which is why mine was like about $100 cheaper than most of the other ones. And knowing how much money I spent now, maybe next time I'll go even harder and stay at like a fucking like pretty expensive one. But mine was $100 for one night for one person, which is a pretty good price. And I mean, I say rickety, but like really kind of like what I got out of it was worth the price of the stay.
Yeah.
Breakfast and dinner and like basically unlimited hot spring access. And at nighttime you could turn it into a private bath if you really are feeling weird about hanging out with a bunch of other naked Japanese dudes.
Yeah.
Because you can't show up in your swimming trunks. It's birthday suit only, man. Like, you got to do it. Is birthday suit underwear though?
No, it's naked.
All right,
Because you're born naked. Is birthday suit.
All right, cool. So, I mean, like that was a highlight. Museum of Digital Art, which I hit on my last day. Something I wasn't even planning on doing, but like when I did it, I was like, God damn, this is awesome. That was a highlight. Oh man.
What was the best thing you ate there?
Curry.
What kind?
Beef curry. Japanese beef curry.
Because you were telling me before the show you weren't impressed with the chicken. At any place.
I mean, some chicken was okay, but like on my last night there, I had a particularly bad experience with chicken, so it probably soured me on like it was spicy chicken, so I was like, all right, I'm about to get this, and so it was fried chicken with hot sauce on it.
Yeah.
But it was Japanese hot sauce, which, listen, Japan, I love basically everything you do, but you gotta work on your hot sauce game, man. Like, that's probably the weakest facet of Japanese culinary. Like, and they have good hot, like they got the spicy mayo on some things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is good, but not nearly spicy enough. You know what I mean? Oh, and then the spicy ramen is always good there.
Right, yeah.
Always get spicy ramen. But the chicken I ate there on the last day, the hot sauce on it was just disgusting. And like the chicken itself was just not very high quality. So I was like, man, oh man. But you know what? Chicken is not Japan's bread and butter. That's more of a China thing.
Yeah.
So
it's all about the beef and the fish.
Beef, fish,
and the pork.
And pork. Other highlights. Halloween in Shibuya was not like necessarily a highlight, but meeting Johannes and Yuya was.
Oh yeah, your friends.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I just went into I was walking around Shibuya with no fucking Halloween costume on, just kind of looking at it, and it was just packed, and I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool, man, but I can't really have fun because I don't have my Halloween costume. And so I just found a ramen place because I was getting kind of hungry. I went in to eat. I ordered the spicy ramen. And, I'm sitting next to this white guy, this big fucking white guy wearing a samurai outfit. And I'm sitting there eating, minding my own business. And finally he turns to me, where are you from? I can't do a German accent, but, and I'm like, oh, USA. USA, what part? Ohio. Oh, Ohio.
Was he like LeBron James?
No, he's like, oh, I hear good things about Ohio. Must never been there, man. I said, it's okay. It's relaxing. It's peaceful. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But it was like Ohio. Ohio means good morning here. Yeah, I know. But that was Johannes, and he was in Japan. He's in Japan for 6 months for his company, and he had his buddy Yuya there, who was Japanese, who can speak Japanese, German, and he said that he couldn't speak English, but that motherfucker had had full conversations with me in English. That's the thing with Japanese people. Most of them
speak English.
Know English, but they're so ashamed in their English ability. They're not great at it.
Yeah.
That they don't like to speak English.
Right.
So they'll say that they don't know how to do it. But if you talk slowly and, say things to them, they'll know what you're saying and they can most likely help you out.
I've heard this, and I mean, I've never actually been to Japan, but aren't all the street signs that'll have the kanji on it, but it'll have English underneath it? Because I guess the Japanese, they kind of find the English language beautiful. Is that a real thing? Is there validity to that? 'Cause that's always what I've heard.
Yeah, most of the street signs have English on them too. And that's in Tokyo for sure. I went to Kusatsu Onsen, and I can't tell you. See, now that's in the country.
Yeah.
Right? That's a hot spring resort town that's out in the fucking boonies. And it's in central Japan. So, you'll notice, man, when you take a train out there, it's city, 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 city as you're leaving Tokyo, and you're just God damn, how fucking far do these cities go? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that I was out of Tokyo for a while, but it was still just city after city after city, and then suddenly, it's fucking, really, just old school houses, fucking poorly kept lawns, just rice fields and mountains, and people have their clothes out air drying and shit.
Yeah.
It's
the country.
A bunch of junk, just fucking junk just laying in people's yards and shit.
It's going into central Ohio in some places.
Yeah,
just
just a lot more Japanese.
Yeah.
So, then you get to Kusatsu Onsen, which is kind of like a town, but it's a small town. It'd be like if Ashtabula was a hot spring resort.
Okay.
It
looks like Ashtabula, but
Like
you can go into like the mountains. Like, was it out in like a mountain?
You
or
can
like
go
what?
out to the mountain. There was a mountain there. It was like, I think it was a volcanic mountain actually that you could go up. I didn't go up it, but like I saw on the map where you could go up it. I explored the area when it was dark out already, so like it wasn't really in my best interest to try and hike up a fucking mountain.
It's to scale a volcano in the dark.
Yeah, so I did not do that. But I did explore a lot of the parks there. It was just like a lot of parks, and then like bathhouses and foot baths.
Yeah.
And a lot of just like hotels, and then kind of like a lot of like rinky ass like shops and houses.
Yeah.
But it was really cool, man. Like, and I walked around at night again. Like, there were people kind of. There's like this main area in Kusatsu that's got like this weird thing. I'll show it to you after the podcast. But it's like kind of like this. I don't even understand what the purpose of it is, but it's well lit and it's like hot spring water and it's just kind of like running and like there's some foot baths around it and it's like kind of like this like town square area where you can kind of go there and like see the thing and like I don't know if it's like the fucking channel where like all the hot spring water runs to like all the baths that use it and shit. Like I don't fucking know. But it's in the middle of town. It's really cool, and that's where most of the people were at night. But then there's like parks and stuff that I went to where you just go there and you can just see like the fucking like hot water like in waterfalls just kind of going down like rolling through the rocks and shit. And like there were like natural foot baths there and stuff and shrines and everything that I just like I walked through and it was super cool. I put my feet in the foot bath and chilled there for a couple, maybe 30 minutes, just kind of looking up at the sky. And then the bath at my... Have you ever been in a hot spring?
I've never been in a hot spring, no.
Dude.
I mean, I've been in hot tubs.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
yeah,
So I just went in a hot tub the other day during that Halloween party, right? No comparison.
Yeah.
No fucking comparison whatsoever. When you go to Japan, you absolutely have to go to a natural fucking hot spring bath. Okay? Yeah. It is so fucking hot. Like, you go to a hot tub, dude, and it's just like, man, this is comfortably warm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get in the hot spring, you dip your toes in, you're like, oh man, okay. That's the real fucking deal. I think it said it has to be a minimum 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that's
and it can get up to like 180 degrees.
Yeah.
So I didn't measure how hot the bath I was in was. I know that my foot bath was not that hot. My foot bath was probably at like jacuzzi temperature, but it was also really shallow water. And it was a cold night.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, because like kind of the best way to experience a hot tub, at least in like my experience, like going to like Hocking Hills and stuff, is like a winter night, like outside, and you're in a hot tub. Like what? Like how cold was it? Like what was like sort of the contrast?
It was probably like 48 degrees outside when I was there at night.
That sounds amazing be in a fucking...
Oh, yeah. I mean, the foot bath was cool. It was a little bit, like, not as warm, but when I got back to the hotel and went into the hot bath there at night, it was, like, it was incredible. And it was, like, it's, like, open air, too.
Right,
so, like, I just go out there, I fucking, sat in the thing, and, dude, it's so hot, you can only take it for, like... God, like, I pushed it as hard as I could. And I was probably still only out there like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
I think that, like, maybe if it was, like, me and the boys, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that fucking brotherhood moment where we all see each other's dongs and fucking go into the hot tub.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like different when you're by yourself. You're like, all right, well, here I am.
Right.
But, like,
I mean, it's still, like,
talking,
fucking... It's, like, it forces you to be fucking relaxed to the point where, like I said, when I texted you, like I said, man... I got up out of the water to go back in. I almost fucking collapsed. Because it's just you sitting in this super hot water with this fucking hot steam just fucking rolling up in your face. And the air's so thick and you can't even fucking breathe, really.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. Like, you just, like, that was one of the best things about it. Like, I fucking, when I was in the hot tub the other day.
Yeah.
With Mazer Laser. And we
You're just like, damn.
I was telling her, I was like, dude, I was like, this
sucks.
I was like, this has jets, but aside from that, this like just does not compare. Like, yeah. I was like, I need to go to another fucking hot spring, fast. Yeah. So, definitely onsen is like on your must-do list for anyone that's going to Japan. You have to fucking do the hot spring. You don't have to go to Kusatsu. I think that there's like a hot spring park in Tokyo if you go to Odaiba. It's like a theme park where
Right.
like you just basically fucking go in there, you rent a yukata, and then there's hot baths and foot baths and like fucking carnival games and shit. I don't fucking know. I didn't go to it.
Yeah.
But I know that it's there. So if you don't want to leave Tokyo, you can just do that too.
Right.
But I definitely recommend leaving Tokyo for at least a day and seeing the countryside and doing it there because it's so different. It's it's completely fucking different from Tokyo. Like one thing about Tokyo that didn't like probably made me feel like it's foreign. It's not like a big city in America, but it's still a big city, so it doesn't feel like as foreign as like when you finally venture out.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah. It's way different. I guess sort of as we like wind down here, because we could keep talking for like hours and hours about this. We might have to do like a follow-up Japan show if you come up with some more stories. But you were showing me like some laser discs and some figures that you got. What was like sort of the best souvenir that you got yourself when you were there? Or just a combination of everything?
Well, I mean, I got a couple of Gundam models for pretty cheap that I've been wanting for a long time. So, that guy right there, I've already built him. The biggest one I have is a mega-sized RX-78. And he's only a little bit bigger than the guy next to him because that Gundam, in real-life sizes, is actually bigger than him.
Oh, really?
But since he's a 160 scale, and then the mega size is a 148 scale, he's a little bit bigger.
I see.
But I got him, and then I got a perfect grade Wing Zero custom, which I've wanted for my entire fucking life. And I kind of convinced myself, I'm saving money when I go to Japan. You know what I mean? Like one of my goals was to go there and get that perfect grade model. Even though I could have ordered it on the internet, it was so significant to me.
Yeah.
Personally, that I was like, I want to get this in Japan.
Yeah, you got to get it.
But I didn't think that I was going to. And then when I got there and I saw it, and I was like, oh man, it was pretty cheap. And I was like, dude, I have to get it. So those are probably my two favorite souvenirs.
But yeah, you got like 20 or so laser, maybe less than 20, but you got quite a bit of laser discs.
I got some laser discs. I'm kind of disappointed in the Laserdisc titles that I got. I probably could have got better ones, but they weigh so fucking much. There was definitely more that I would have bought if I didn't have a weight limit on my bags or if I wasn't running out of room. Because I definitely turned down Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, Rambo 3. There was like a whole stack of like action movies at one of the hard-offs.
Yeah.
Oh god, so many Van Damme, like pretty much every fucking Van Damme movie you can think of on Japanese Laserdisc, and I was like, bro.
Yeah.
I already have all these on VHS. Like, do I really need to add to my weight? And the answer was no.
Yeah.
So I tried to only get shit that I was like, either the cover was really cool, like that Running Man, I didn't need it. But the cover was, like, so cool. It's, like, that purple color.
Yeah.
And then it's got, like, the fucking big Japanese kanji on the front.
Yeah.
Which was a big factor for me in some of the things that I bought. Because a lot of Laserdiscs for American titles over there, there's no kanji on the front.
Right.
It's all on the back.
It looks the same.
So I still bought some, like Poltergeist and Poltergeist 3 because it's a horror movie. And then, you know, there was a couple, like, Beetlejuice and Twin Peaks that I was like, you know, I gotta have this no matter what. But like that Running Man, it's not one of my favorite Arnold movies, but when the kanji was on the front,
right, yeah,
I was like, dude, that looks so fucking sick. And I've been meaning to rewatch it anyways, so
yeah,
that's one. Predator 2, also kanji on the front, had to get that.
Yeah. And then you got the
I got the anime box sets. I was so stoked about the Yu Yu Hakusho one because it was really, really difficult for me to find affordable Yu Yu Hakusho souvenirs to bring back with me. I bought like a pin that's on my jacket over there.
Yeah, I saw it earlier.
And like that was it. But then I found the Laserdisc box set at the store and it comes with an art book and all that shit. And I was like, dude, fuck yeah. And it was only $3.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, that was $8.
And then the Ketchin one's cool too. It's just a shame that it wasn't that good of episodes.
There were other Kenshin box sets actually at that store that I bought it, but I didn't have the space to buy all of them. Otherwise, I would have.
Yeah.
And so there were other ones with better episodes on them that I know for a fact had better episodes.
But did that one have the best cover?
But that one had the best cover.
So yeah, that's what's important.
And it was also the longest. It had the most material on it. So I was like, I already know the plot to all these, and if I'm gonna realistically watch them, it's gonna be on like DVD or on Netflix or something.
Right, yeah, you're not gonna watch the Laserdisc.
So I'm just basically buying it for the cover and whatever's inside.
Yeah.
So I wanted the one with the coolest cover, and the coolest cover has got fucking Shishio and fucking there was another one with a cool cover that I was debating, but like this one had like the more intense cover.
Yeah.
The other one had like kind of like the squad, like it had Kenshin was kind of sitting there at the bottom. Then it had like Aoshi like doing like a not Aoshi, Saito doing like a Gototsu stance.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Aoshi that was like on there too.
Oh, okay.
But I opted for the other one.
Yeah. Were those the only two tapes that you got? You got like the
No, I got Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, okay.
Too, and I got a My Neighbor Totoro for Mi-chan, and I got that's another thing that I found it hard off was an entire Ghibli VHS box set.
Oh, really?
That came in like this awesome like plastic like folding case. With like art on it and shit, but it was like this fucking big, and like weighed a shit ton because it was like 10 VHS tapes.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, I really want to buy this. It was only like $10, but I was like, I have no room. There's so much shit that I wanted to buy that I just didn't have room for.
Some limited space. You had to make room for.
Next time that I travel there, I'll probably fly through. I met another friend in Akihabara. His name's David. He said he flew through Delta, I think, and he had unlimited 2 checked bags, I think per person.
Oh, really?
Free, and he went with his wife with unlimited weight.
So that's 4 bags.
Right, so
he would have had a lot of.
He had a lot of room to play with, and I still don't even think he bought as much as I did.
Yeah.
So next time I'm gonna try and plan better so that I have. And man, I'm probably gonna want to fly out of Cleveland too. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine a several-hour bus ride that you had to wake up at 5 a.m. to even get to the bus station would not be ideal.
Right, and walking around Chicago all day waiting for my bus to come back so I could go home with basically 100 pounds of luggage.
Yeah.
That was not ideal. God, that was exhausting. So hopefully next time I can just like fly out of Cleveland and then land back in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then fucking just have someone pick me up with all my shit at the airport so I don't have to run around with all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, Emily and I are hoping to get out there when she's done with school. So in like a year and a half is our goal for getting there. So
it's awesome. I think that next time I go, maybe I will book a lot of my stay in Kyoto.
Yeah.
Instead of Tokyo.
Yeah, experience something different. Yeah.
Because I went to Tokyo already, and I mean, I still want to go back to Tokyo though.
Yeah.
So maybe one day I will fucking. But I also plan to go back with friends next time, and I know that my sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ideally, I would go with my sister, her boyfriend, and then Mazer Laser.
Right.
And I know that my sister and her boyfriend would want to see Tokyo and see all the Godzilla shit that I saw. So, like, maybe we could stay in Tokyo, like, one day and then, like, ride out to Kyoto.
Yeah.
Then like, I don't know, because I feel like I could show them a lot of the stuff they want to see in at least a couple days.
Yeah.
And then go to Kyoto and then kind of go out of there and then one day go out of there, gotta go to the fucking hot spring town. And I don't want to do it in the big city. I want to continue to do it in like
the country,
small town, country, hot spring settings.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the best way to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. We're just gonna have to get as many people as we can to donate to our GoFundMe so we can just permanently relocate to Japan.
Well, you have a bachelor's degree, so you can...
I have a master's degree, my friend.
Whatever. So that means you have a bachelor's degree, too.
I have both, so yeah, you were not false.
You could literally just fucking apply to be an ESL right now and just live in Japan.
I could, yeah.
But you're married.
That's true.
Big mistake.
Well, she could be an SLP in Japan.
Yeah, could she though? Mazer Laser was asking me about that. She's like, since I don't know Japanese, do you think I would still be able to do that? And I was like, well, you will get your master's, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, you'll be qualified to be an ESL in Japan. I would say you could definitely go over there as an ESL and teach English for a little bit. And while you're over there, study Japanese, because then once you learn Japanese, you'll be able to do your career in Japan.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's something that interests her, so...
Yeah.
It's like something that only interests me.
Right. Very cool. So if you guys have any questions for Jarrod about Japan or his trip, we're going to have to do...
By the way, the most culture shock that I experienced was actually coming back to America and remembering how big of a dick everyone is here.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's super fucking nice in Japan.
Yeah.
Even the Nigerian pimps.
They're very friendly trying to...
They're, hello, my friend. You know, they try and fist bump you. You know what I mean? Like, anybody that comes at you with a fist bump, you know what I mean? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Cool. Well, yeah, if you have any suggestions for future episodes of Japan episodes of the show, I'm sure you have more stories that we didn't get to here.
And I have a vlog that's going to come out eventually.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of footage on my phone of shit that I shot that I'm going to eventually edit together, throw some music on, and maybe even some narration.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it together. And maybe it'll even be multiple episodes, because I mean, like, I got at least a combined total of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Well, you
think.
told me you had 10 gigs of video, which is quite a bit.
I kept scrolling and I still didn't get to the beginning of all of it, so...
Because, I mean, you were there for, like, 2 weeks, basically. I mean,
it was like a week and a half, I think.
But, I mean, either way, you got, like, a lot of...
Not even.
Footage.
It was like a week and 2 days or something.
Yeah. Either way.
It was like 9.5 days actually over there.
Yeah.
But the entire trip, and it was like 11 days.
Yeah, for travel.
Yeah.
Right. Well, either way, tweet to us. Let us know what you guys think. Yeah. Very cool. Well, glad to have you back in the States, although I'm sure you despise everything about it.
Let me say, I've said I've dreamed about going to Japan my whole life, and that's just like the metaphorical thing. I've never actually dreamed about being in Japan that I can remember. Like, actually dreamed when you're asleep.
Yeah.
I've dreamed about being over there 3 fucking times since I've been home.
Yeah.
And every time I wake up, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that's about it for this time. We'll see you guys at some point for another episode of the show. I don't exactly know when, but either way, this is Buddy the Bruiser signing off.
Dynamite Jarrod signing off.